Hello, myself Sunil Nair, and here basically we are talking about the last topic. Basically, we have discussed that was also basically one requirement, basically, which was given by the one of the group. The requirement was basically that person is supposed to get end. Basically, that was basically poor Malayali person, and literally basically he came into this basically. That was basically the what was that basically that time will decide basically what was that in between basically he came in this basically literally he got HIV/AIDS and his Nasbandi was also done. And like this, basically, after that, he was killed in Dubai. This was basically one of the requirement which was given by to one group basically who has fulfilled this requirement. So that basically connects lots of banks also. Each and every here basically the World Bank also gets connects with because without any World Bank information basically how this plan was executed, that is the question, because that is the basically plan. So that World Bank basically person basically who basically told that let me check this basically who basically has given this requirement and how the entire plan was done in Mumbai city. That is basically the Maharashtrian city basically. Maharashtra basically is one state basically in Marathi's area basically that is Mumbai. So like this and basically there are Gujaratis also stays basically. So that is Gujarati area also. And when lots of people say that it is Malayali area also basically. So lots of Malayalis also stays basically. So like this basically entire you can say entire India basically killed that particular poor boy, and he was basically not killed in Dubai, in Mumbai, basically, because nobody is supposed to doubt that he was killed in, because in future it might possible that somebody will track this and basically where basically that city was basically like this basically they will track basically that which was that city basically where the particular that poor boy was killed. So they will there if they will track then basically it will be Mumbai. That's why basically they were told that basically we will give him HIV/AIDS and Nasbandi and finish his generation basically, and let him go to Dubai basically, and then basically we will do the verification at Dubai also, and Dubai basically that person was killed basically. Like this basically done the verification of Dubai also. Like this the richest person basically. The person basically want to reach become the rich. He has done this basically. So like this basically we will discuss who is that basically person basically who want to become so rich as basically by killing that person. That is basically by giving him HIV/AIDS and by giving him Nasbati. That we will discuss basically. Who was that basically richest person? So here the requirement basically is the World Bank basically told that basically we are basically got the we want basically few softwares basically. In this software basically one of the software is this type of incident, just basically now we talked basically that type of how many incidents basically has been done by that richest person basically, sorry, the person who want to become the rich in the world basically, how many incidents he has basically done with the approval of his group basically, sorry, his group has done with the approval of that particular person. So like this basically that the group basically who has done this each and everything basically, so they might have kept the proof also basically in the computer, in the basically video, in the audio clips, each and everything basically. It might be in somewhere in house, it might be in hotel also, it might be in some buildings basically, it might be in some, they might be connected if they are connected with the Sansad Bhavan and Parliament House. If they are basically the political people, then basically they might have kept the data basically in the Maharashtra Bhavan also basically. Sorry, Mumbai Bhavan basically, where basically each and every political people sits. But that basically how basically they can approve it. Then he told that basically that richer person is basically not giving the money to the Mumbai Bhavan basically where all the parliament people basically sits. Yes, exactly. So basically they will allow it. Like this basically each and every proofs basically are there. So like this basically he told that basically I want the entire system basically of like this basically that the person basically want to become the richest person. What are the things basically he has done? Like this that World Bank basically person told that basically we want basically this system also, because mostly this system basically might not be created like this basically the system basically also basically he want basically, then basically he told that basically then one person told that basically he want the each and everything basically which basically each and every people has been created. For example, one person, for example myself Sunil R Nair, what are the incidents basically created by Sunil R Nair, you want their data basically. Then he told that basically how that is possible here. How basically you can say that basically what are the Sunil or Nair basically. I'm basically normal person basically. How basically you can say that basically one normal person information basically somebody is keeping? Then basically he told that basically said that is not possible basically. Then basically you need to collect with the energy department. Then basically they can give you the each and every information basically. The from that energy basically they need to decode the thing basically what are the things basically he has done. Then they told that basically for that basically how tough task basically you are given here. Then basically he told that basically that is must basically because the project is very dangerous become basically because this has connected to World Bank basically. So if this has connected to World Bank basically that means in world basically entire things basically is going to affect. So basically in World Bank basically it was basically placed. So just see basically. So like this basically the plan basically told that basically this was the plan. Then he told that basically like this how many basically software basically are there basically who was basically who are basically keeping the each in and every information of the each and every people basically. For example, that rich person basically told that basically I have many faces basically. When I basically go to the bad habits to fuck any girls, then basically that time my face is totally different. Then he told that basically that data also basically you have. Then he told that basically yes basically we keep each and every data basically. We keep each and every data basically. For that basically we basically never leave basically each and every data basically. Then he told that how many face basically that person basically have. Then he told that basically they basically might be having many face here. That basically that project also he want. Then he told that basically we need to contact with the each and every basically the Bollywood group basically who give the mask, who basically give the mask. That basically not basically when Corona basically came that time basically the people was wearing mask that mask basically the each and every face basically have some for example he told that basically Bollywood people says that do you know basically real Shahrukh Khan how basically he looks. Then he told that basically no basically I don't know basically how basically real Shahrukh Khan looks basically. Then he told that after makeup or basically he basically wears lots of masks basically after that basically it's totally different basically. Then he told that basically yeah that basically we don't know basically that is basically Bollywood part basically. From that basically he has that richest person basically was taking that mask. So you want to take that basically that each and every mask basically which you was hearing that basically Bollywood group have the data basically. Then basically he told that yes basically they have the data. So you want that data also. Then basically that person told that yes basically the World Bank basically person told that basically yes I want that data also basically. Because I want each and everything basically. Why that person basically blood cells basically was removed from that blood group basically. Then he told that that person basically exists or what. Basically then he told that basically let me check basically he really exists or not. Really he exists or not that also basically I need to check basically that person basically really exists or not that also basically I need to check. Then he told that basically yes yeah he might be exist. Then basically why why he's basically searching for job. Then basically that means he is some different person basically. That person is not Sunil R Nair basically or basically that not person is not Karthik. That person is not Karthik. Then that person basically told that basically that person basically can be anyone here basically. That basically here basically I'm just taking example of myself basically. Myself also basically visited Mumbai 6 times basically I have not got the job basically. And basically I have done 30 years more than 35 years fasting basically. Then also basically I was not able to get the job. Then basically you told that that means basically your people basically Hanuman people and Ram people basically might have done something basically because they only have the rights basically. That means Uttar Pradesh and Bihari and Madhya Pradesh people have done this basically. Then he told that basically might be possible basically because they only have the rights basically to touch you, to touch your career basically. That means you want to say that this the group basically who are basically handling the Hanumanji and the Ram Sri Ram, that group basically has basically people are responsible for not getting job. Then he told that basically how you can say that basically. Then he told that basically who have the control of each and every IT industry basically. Then he told that basically is very dangerous basically. That you told that basically that Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose have the each and every rights basically. But he's basically just in front of the world basically. But in real basically who is controlling him there basically? Then he told that basically Hitler basically is. Then basically Hitler basically who know Hitler basically. Hitler exists or exists not exists basically who knows basically. Then basically he told that basically the king basically who has actually created that particular Hitler. Then basically he told that basically how that is possible. Yeah, I think this all story basically are fake basically. Then he told that basically then to find basically what story is real basically and what story is fake basically. Do you have any software basically? Then he told that basically that basically is very dangerous thing. Basically. You told that means that is the condition basically. One of the when you are going to find basically what is the real and what is the fake. Then he basically told that basically that means basically the things basically has become very complicated basically. The things basically has become very complicated. Let me do one thing. We start the third world war only basically. Then it basically told that third world war, and if you start basically third world war, then basically lots of Indian basically people are across the world basically. Then he told that no, basically lots of people basically the people basically mostly have came to India back basically. That you don't know basically. Then he told that basically no basically. Then that American president is Indian basically. That Rishikesh Sanak is also Indian basically. Then he told that yes, yeah. So how basically we can start the third world war basically? That means you are talking about the original people. Original people has came back. Then basically that person basically was literally confused basically. Then basically he told that basically how basically that is possible basically. Then basically he told that basically who told you that American president is from India? American president is from India basically who told you? Then he told that basically ask some Sri Krishna temple basically, ISKCON temple basically. He might be there basically doing some task, but he might have done there some task basically. That means basically ISKCON temple basically. Yeah, basically ISKCON temple basically where basically there are lots of ISKCON temple basically in this world. Then he told that basically how is that possible? Because he's English basically just see basically how his English is. It's a foreign English and it's looking like also foreigner basically. Then one person told that basically Bin Laden basically is looking like how basically he is foreigner or basically is looking like which kind of person basically is looking Bin Laden. Then he told that basically this type of word basically don't speak basically. Then you can speak president name. Then basically he told that the things are basically looking very complicated. So do you have the software basically who basically says that who is that real person basically? Who is that person? Each and every history basically of that particular person. He told that basically this type of software basically who will have here? Who will have basically? For example, that person is having that person basically died 4 to 5 times basically. That then basically his human clone was basically done. That person basically human cloned was done, and then basically how you can that person basically human cloning was done, and then basically he's having fifth or sixth basically birth basically. So you know basically his entire sixth data basically. Six time basically he has died. Then basically that basically how basically I can have, yeah basically. Then he told that basically I need each and every data basically. That might possible that basically the person basically who have basically created the problem basically he might have died, and then basically he might have basically somebody basically might have human cloned him, and then basically it might possible that due to that blood cells basically he might be not getting job. Then basically he told yes, yeah basically this possibility I never checked that. That's why basically you are that's why basically World Bank basically hired you, né? This possibility I never checked that this type of thing also basically possibility is possible basically. Then he told that exactly you are correct basically. This possibility I never basically checked. That basically six time person basically died and sorry 5 time person that died and then basically six time basically is having the birth, and this is the fifth time basically when he died. That time basically this incidents basically might have happened. That is possible basically. That means somebody basically is tracking. That means we want to say that basically from universe. Then he told that basically he basically in universe basically the people basically tracks each and every people basically. They tracks each and every people basically who are basically is in the earth planet. They basically track each and every people basically. It's not like that only I am basically getting tracked. Each and every people basically they track because their task is that basically, because their task is that to generate that 5 crore people energy and need to put in that particular place basically where the earth planet currently is moving, because it's their responsibility. And if anything happens from the earth planet, then that group will be responsible basically. That universe group will be responsible because they have created earth planet. Oh, oh, oh. That means you want to say that earth planet people basically who created, they basically came into trouble or what? Due to this basically just person of one job searching person basically, due to that basically that person is basically searching the job, due to that basically they also came into trouble. Then basically they told that basically let me find basically who are those group basically who's creating problem basically, so that basically that's why basically you are not getting the job basically. Let me search basically each and every software companies basically, but all basically people are doing the people who basically really be basically doing the plan, they are basically sitting from home basically and doing the work from home basically, because they know basically that what they have done basically they know. That's why basically they are sitting from home basically and doing the work basically, work from home. This basically concept basically is created by one of the group basically who actually really planned this actually. Then means basically somebody has done the plan basically exactly. He told that basically yes exactly somebody has actually planned it. That's why basically they started work from home, each and everything basically they have planned. Then basically he told that basically by not giving you job basically, how basically he can take so many risks basically, how basically he will basically say that basically each and every company people basically are not supposed to work from office and we supposed to work from home basically. That might be some other issue basically. He might he basically that world bank person basically have told that that might be some other issue basically. Your issue basically might be that the person basically who basically has planned you basically, they might have planned many people basically. Then he told that basically exactly basically that also is possible basically. The many people basically might be like this basically. He's they might be not getting the job, so they might be sitting at office or basically because nobody can track na basically. For example, I am getting one call and basically I'm basically told that basically I am calling from insurance company, but really they might be calling from where? From HR company, or basically they might be calling from cyber group. So to track basically that person basically got a job or not basically, because they have planned na, basically. They literally basically every time basically they do the call and say that basically basically we are calling from that this insurance company, that insurance company, like this basically they will track basically that basically he really got the job or not basically, because they have planned basically. In this basically the government admin department are also basically involved basically. So they keeps on basically calling basically, but nobody basically is able to track that basically this person basically because only basically top level management will able to know that basically, and they basically keeps status of each and every calls also basically, the what basically that person has told, what basically what is the status of that particular person, because whenever you call basically they basically takes your data. Just see basically how they do the verification basically. They take the data from the computer, sorry, from the mobile basically. For example, I am doing this, I got call from this number, I picked up from this basically data. They basically literally takes the data to their computer and they stores the basically whether he is doing job or not basically, because each and every software company, each and every company basically says that basically we are setting each and every energy inside the body of the each and every employees. We are setting like this basically, they had basically tracked that basically. Then he told that basically this is very dangerous basically thing, that means somebody is verifying something or what basically. Then he told that basically because each and every company basically sets the energy basically inside the each and every employee's body basically. For example, Accenture company basically, whenever you basically join the company, then basically they sets the energy of Accenture. Whenever you basically work in the Capgemini, they basically sets the energy of Capgemini inside your body, so that the person basically can be tracked, and basically the company can be tracked basically where he is going, what he is doing, to whom basically he is talking, each and everything basically they can track basically. So for that basically they are doing it because they are using their employees, they are using the employees energy basically. That also basically one person told that basically. That means basically the call basically came basically from and picked that basically that group basically was verifying basically what is the energy of that particular person. Like this basically this is the only way basically they can verify. Somebody has allocated the person's body or not basically. This also basically they have verified. Like this by calling basically without asking any question basically they take the data of the particular person's body basically. Like this they done the verification also basically. No basically it's not working anywhere basically. He's not working. Like this, they verified also. Like this, basically, he told that basically your Indian government is very dangerous here. Then he asked her basically who is basically handling this all this basically? Who is handling the human resource of Hindustan, India? Like this, basically, the verification is ongoing basically. Then he told that basically, let me check basically who is doing this or verification basically. Like this, basically, he told that basically who created the system here basically. For example, you are working in Accenture, then basically they literally sets the Accenture basically trademark. Basically, you are working in Accenture, and when they leave the Accenture, basically, then also they give the trademark of closed employee. Sorry, closed Accenture. Like this, basically, you want to say like this, all things basically happening in the software company. Then he told that basically not only in software company, but every basically company this is happening. Then basically you want to say that some Indian basically person basically who's basically handling each and every nuclear power company and the each and every energy basically, for example Reliance, IPCL, and the Ames Oxygen and the ONGC, these groups are doing. Then basically he told that that is not possible. That basically it can be possible also basically. But this group basically why basically they will do this basically. That is the question basically. Why they will do this? Why they will basically keeps? Why basically they will do the mark basically in their each and every employee's body basically? That means basically you want to say that basically if any person basically will do the bad to that particular company so that they can react it. That's why basically you are telling that. That's why this type of company system is created. You want to say directly that so that basically they can damage your head, they can damage your eye. You want to say directly that. Then basically he told that no basically. Who told you? Like this basically no company basically do that. No basically company have the rights basically to do this type of activity basically. No company basically can do this. No basically if a company can do the trademark of that basically you are working here with the approval of the government because each and every energy company has basically by default approved by the government. That means this system is also approved by the government only, right? Then he told that yes, yeah, exactly. You are correct. You are going correct way basically. You are basically going correct way basically. The World Bank basically we told that basically yes, Sunil, you are basically correct because we have the data of each and everything basically. How many expense basically each and every companies are doing for the employees. We have the data basically. You just keep on giving basically. We are basically trying to find out basically why basically you are not getting job and then basically which all basically the person basically sorry the which I am taking myself example only basically that person in me that person is basically I am taking as an example of that particular person. I am that person basically. My blood cells basically was removed that from 22 blood groups basically. Because we can take only ourselves example and that's why basically. That means you want to say that somebody called you and basically your data was taken like this basically the software company basically and the government people are doing so that basically because they don't believe the each and every data basically so they literally verify each and everything like this basically they are doing the verification like this they are doing the verification. Then he told that basically the software company was basically created by Rajiv Gandhi person basically who actually played the role of Rajiv Gandhi. He is doing the verification, but he does not exist. But he told that basically the role basically I'm talking about, Sri Baba. Acha, acha, the role basically. The people who has, sorry, the Rajiv Gandhi role basically, the person who has done. You're talking about that person basically? Yes. So he's doing the verification because he has created each and every software company. You want to say that directly? That he is doing, he has done the each and everything basically to verify this thing basically. That means you want to say that Malayali person basically was killed. Sorry, he was basically given HIV/AIDS and basically he was done Nasbandi and then basically he was killed in Dubai in ship. You want to say that basically that person has done who was playing the role of Rajiv Gandhi, playing the role of Rajiv Gandhi. No, basically that is not possible. Basically, how basically he will be doing that? He might be busy with some other project. Basically, he might be busy with some other project. How basically he will do that? Basically, how basically that person basically one normal Malayali person basically to give him HIV/AIDS and Nasbandi, he literally will come and basically do the marriage and he will say that do his Nasbandi also. How basically he can do that? Basically, he have that much enemy basically with that particular Malayali person. That is old energy basically. You were telling about old basically dushmani that is called in Hindi. In Hindi basically it is called dushmani. He told that basically that is not possible here because Rajiv Gandhi has died long before basically. Then he told that yes, exactly, yeah, you are talking perfectly fine basically. You want to say that world is finished? No, basically world basically how it world when 100 crore planets are basically there basically. Each and every energy basically has merged with the entire crore planet basically. How you can leave to Mars also basically? How basically you can create the Mars also? Sorry, the shift to Mars also basically. Then one person told that we should basically kill that person basically. That would be that type of basically idea basically somebody given that we will kill that person. That would be good basically. Like this basically that Malayali person basically was killed. Like this the Malayali person basically was killed by the software company groups. And currently basically the scene is most of people are doing work from home. That means basically somebody might have told that basically that person basically was killed. It might possible that you also might be killed like this by giving HIV/AIDS girl and basically by giving Nasbandi in Mumbai with the help of Shiv Sena and Manase. You're telling that directly? No, basically. But everywhere basically in Mumbai basically in Mumbai only basically Manase and Shiv Sena are basically existing. Everywhere in Vadodara basically they don't exist. Manase basically does not exist in Vadodara basically. Shiv Sena basically is not in Vadodara city basically. In Surat also basically they don't have any branch basically. Then basically he told that basically that person basically who was killed that was basically one Malayali person and he basically was killed by Shiv Sena and Manase basically. Like this, the World Bank basically asked that basically is this really story here? Basically? The Manase and Shiv Sena can do like this basically this type of activity basically. Then basically he told that basically why basically they might have done here. One poor basically Malayali basically software person basically he was killed in Dubai and thrown by the ship basically. How basically they will do that basically? Yeah? Why they will do this? That is the question basically. Why they will do this basically? Why they will do this basically? That is not possible. I think you are telling some egg basically. You want to say that Rajiv Gandhi still exists? The person basically who played the role of Rajiv Gandhi. He was basically came to kill you. Then he told that basically no, basically I don't think basically if the news channel will say that basically Rajiv Gandhi person basically the people who was playing the role of Rajiv Gandhi he still exists somewhere. The role basically the people basically used the role of the Rajiv Gandhi person. He basically still exists. Then he told that basically no, basically that is not possible. If the news channel basically will know this all this thing, basically, then they will literally basically will kill you basically, because they have flashed the news basically that Rajiv Gandhi was killed in Sri Lanka basically. They will kill you basically if they are you are basically spreading this type of news basically that Rajiv Gandhi still exists. The news channel will kill you. That means news channel basically are doing each and every creation in this world basically. Each and every incident basically happening that is done by the news channel. You want to say directly that? Then he told that basically no, yeah. How basically news channel basically can do this whole thing? Basically? How basically news channel basically can do this whole thing basically? Yeah, that is not possible basically. Yeah. In news channel basically who are basically news channel? Who are basically news channel basically? You just see basically they basically can do this type of thing basically. That means you want to say that each and every news basically the person is going to be killed. That all basically are they are advanced. They are doing in advanced news basically. You want to say that this person is going to die. So they literally say that this person is going to die in this date. So they literally say that basically this is the news which is already printed. You want to say directly that. Then he told that basically that means you want to say that the person is going to die. That means that news channel basically has sorry all there are basically many news channel basically. Doordarshan news channel is also there. So if you want to say that Doordarshan news channel basically person basically who basically says that I have printed this basically, I have printed that basically on this date basically this person will die. So that basically you want to say that if they will if that person will not die, then that news channel Doordarshan basically person will kill him. You want to say that basically that is not possible here basically. How basically news channel will kill anyone, any of the person basically, and how basically news channel will say that basically this news we have already printed in advance basically. That means you want to say that each and every incident basically happens in city that is planned by news channel like Aaj Tak, India News, Republic, Goswami. These all basically are handled by the police group. That means you want to say that each and every police groups are doing this all these thing activities with the help of the news channel. That is not possible. Yeah, this all I think each and everything basically you are telling as a fake basically. That is not possible. How basically the news channel will basically say that basically we have printed this all news and this is going to happen on that day basically. And if the person will not kill, not going to die, we will kill him basically. We will directly kill him basically. You want to say that directly? We have basically in advance we have printed that basically for that basically we had given lots of we have taken lots of money also from lots of group basically that we have told that basically this person is going to die. Sorry, this person has already died. This person has basically died on this date basically on this time basically. That is already printed basically. That is already printed with the hell with the advance approval by the government by the police also basically, because each and this that basically that is a crime basically. For that basically we need the police approval also, that the government approval also basically who are sitting in the parliament house, that approval also basically we require that approval also basically we need. That means you want to say that government are murderer basically, you want to say who are basically sitting in parliament house. Then he told that basically no, yeah, I think that means you want to say the police group are murderer. You want to say that directly. That is not possible, yeah, Sunil. I think you have got some wrong news basically. Let me check basically if you are telling then basically I need to verify this also basically. That basically the World Bank basically told. World Bank person told. Let me check basically the news channels also basically. Who are basically handling the news channel. Let me handle basically the first of all the Doordarshan channel basically. Who was that person basically? Let me handle him basically. Because after that only the each and every private channel came. After that only the private channel came. Aaj Tak, India News, Republic Bharat. Aaj Tak, National News basically. Like this, many channels are basically there. In Malayalam also, just see basically Doordarshan after Doordarshan basically how many channels basically has came. That means you want to say that each and everything basically are planned some by some news channel. You want to say this directly. That is not possible. I think some fake thing basically you have got information from someone basically. That basically the World Bank basically because this discussion is on going between World Bank and that person. Assume that that is my person. That's that the person who is not getting the job. That is myself. Myself and that World Bank basically is doing the discussion basically. That is not possible, yeah, Sunil. That is not possible. Basically, how you can say that basically the news channel basically are doing the each and every incidents in advance. Basically, they are printing that this all the things basically has to happen in this day in this city. If this will not happen, then we will do it. If this will not happen, then news channel will do it. There also people are basically there. That is not possible basically. Yeah. That means you want to say that the news channel has done that Malayali persons and Nasbandi and HIV/AIDS and killed in Dubai. Somebody has printed this news channel news in advance. That means you want to say that that is not possible. I think some fake news basically you have got. That is not possible here because just see basically the news people basically the anchor basically they are getting in 5 crore, 10 crore as a salary basically. Yeah, that means you want to say they are doing the murder and they are doing the murder and basically they are taking the 10 crore, 15 crore. You want to say it like that basically? No, I think basically you have got some wrong news basically. That is not possible basically. That is wrong, not possible here. How basically the news anchor basically people will do the murder? That is not possible. I think you have got some wrong news basically. Then also basically World Bank that person basically told that let me check basically this software also exists or not. Then he told that basically let me check with the big software company in India. Who is the big software? He might be knowing that. He might be knowing that because each and every software basically are prepared basically for each and every incident basically which is going to happen. Each and every things basically are each and everything basically are kept in the software basically. How you can say that basically? That also basically we have the secret software basically. These all are basically secret software, na? That this person is going to die, this incident is going to happen here. So you want to say that if you want to, I should connect to that software company and should see that basically you have this type of software basically. They will say basically they are basically they will say that basically it's our secret basically. How basically we can say that? Basically he told that basically no basically this might convert to third world war basically. You just give that software. Then he told that basically, okay basically I will give you that software. Then he basically told that basically let me check with let me check basically whether the really the software basically exists or not basically. That basically the World Bank person basically was literally basically told that basically यार कहाँ फंस गया मैं. Literally he told. Then basically he told that basically do one thing basically try to keep cool yourself and then basically keep yourself cool and then basically start with the work again. Keep yourself cool and again start the work. Basically. Like this basically he started the work again. And he was that the next thing basically which he basically done the verification was that news channel software basically. So in next basically video basically we are going to see up to what level the news channel people basically knows.